Hey guys, so for this video, I'll be doing a Oh My Girl exclusive haul. I guess it's just two albums, so it's not anything uh like a large haul. I just kind of wanted to talk about individually about them because actually somebody commented on an Oh My Girl video that I had and wondering if I got the Remember Me album, which is something that I got actually this week, and I was like, "Oh, that's so funny." Like I got these two albums because I was missing them from my collection. So I will do an updated collection for Oh My Girl. I think this month, I'll just kind of have to look over my house to find all the albums and then film the video, but hopefully I'll do that soon because I finally have these two albums. This was one I was really debating on getting, which I now came to my senses and I'll later explain. But yes, I finally got these two. Those were the two albums I was missing. I don't think I'll be getting their Japanese stuff. They just announced like a Japanese debut album, and I am not that big of a fan to start buying their stuff in Japan. And I'm pretty sure it's like a lot of Japanese versions of their Korean songs, so I'm not planning to get those releases. They also had a subunit this year, which was kind of weird because they said it wasn't like it wasn't an official unit, and they were gonna promote more. I don't know. It was just confusing, and I didn't particularly love that song. So I don't like that one. I don't know if I'll ever get that subunit release, but I finally have the coloring book, which is a novel I didn't think I was gonna get. I was really put off by the title track for this album, and because it had a really high expectation actually from the coloring book album. I guess this is more like talking about Oh My Girl than a haul. Um, I had high expectations for this because Oh My Girl had a really good debut, which at the beginning I completely ignored, and this was because I was really put off by the name. I was like, oh my gosh, why did their label give them such a weird name? So when Cupid came out, I didn't pay attention to it. But then I remember somebody putting that on their list as one of their favorite songs in a month, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. So I really actually enjoyed that song, but I said, okay, I'm gonna wait until they release something else. And then they released Closer, and when I first listened to Closer, I thought it was an okay song. Then when I listened to it again, I completely fell in love with it, and when Closer really won me over, and I said, okay, I'll at least get the Cupid album because I actually really enjoyed their debut song in that album, and I had to get Closer because Closer was one of my favorite songs that year. It was something completely different. None of the other girl groups had this sound and this kind of feel to their music, and I was like, okay, if this is the route that they're going in, I'm here for it. Like, I don't care if their name is Oh My Girl, and I know that's so silly for me to like completely ignore a group just because of their name, but hey, I learned my mistake. So I had I bought the Closer album, which is out of print now. I bought it when it came out, like a few months after it came out, and uh, then they announced they were having a comeback with Pink Ocean, which has Liar Liar, and I really enjoyed that mini album. And I wish they would have had like a music video for Step by Step, which I think is one of their best songs. If not, it is within like the top songs. It just depends on my mood, which is my favorite Oh My Girl song. So really enjoyed the Pink Ocean mini album. I was almost going to buy it, and then they announced a repackage with Windy Day. And Windy Day, again, another solid song. And they kept this sound. And at that moment, I was like, well, I'm debating them I'm debating making Oh My Girl as one of my like top new girl groups for the new generation. Um, because obviously with like a lot of my favorite girl groups just either disbanding or going on hiatus, I needed someone else, some other girl group to follow. And within those groups, kind of like the ones that have taken most of my attention are like um, Red Velvet, G Friend, and Blackpink. And then with Mamamoo close behind, and then I keep an eye on Twice. But at the time, like since Oh My Girl had this really unique sound, I paid really close attention. So when they announced Coloring Book, I was like expecting this amazing song that was gonna keep like their kind of like their unique theme songs. Like it's like whenever you hear like those albums prior to or at least the title tracks prior to Coloring Book, it's like that was all my girls. They had found their signature sound very early on and very, very distinctive. Uh, then when Coloring Book came out, I was very disappointed, if I'm like going to be completely honest. And I was very put off by the song. I was like, okay, this sounds like some other girl group's song, like a debut song. The music video was a mess. Um, it was cute, but it was a mess. Um, and I just did not enjoy that release that much. So it really put me off from getting the album and listening to it. Um, I probably did listen to some snippets, and I was just so put off by the title track and so upset with the decision because like there's better songs in that album actually, um, and so disappointed by the company picking that song. And then this year, I think, yeah, they only had that release that year. If I remember correctly, they only had this, um, which um, it just made me pretty upset. Then they had their comeback with, was it Secret World? Well, they're beginning their early comeback this year, and I really enjoyed it. They went back to their sound finally. I was really happy. The album was pretty good, and then they had their weird subunit, which I didn't love that much. And then they had this comeback with Remember Me. So I have a weird kind of opinion about this release. It's still a good little mini album. The song I really like. It's just that portions of this song is like the instrument, the electronic part of the song, like turn part, like that part really kind of puts me off, because it just doesn't fit with like the rest of the song. It's just like filling in space, like trying to fill up the song. I feel like that's how I feel like that part of the song. So whenever I hear that part, I just really want to like skip the song, but then it goes back to like the the vocal parts. Um, it just doesn't flow as well. But it still kept like that original like sound that they have. Like the best way I can describe Oh My Girl's music, it's kind of like fairy tale like, um, without the extreme high pitched voices that Lovely's have. It's like a toned down version of Lovely's vocals, and that's the best way I can explain it. And for the girl groups raps, I really look forward to Oh My Girl's raps. Like they have decent raps. Um, I think Mimi does a really good job. I don't know, I like her flow and her tone whenever she has her rap parts. Like I always look forward to her rap parts, and I think sometimes it's like the highlight of the song in my opinion. Um, and I think they're all really pretty as well. Like no complaints there. They're all very talented, but I still feel like they need um I don't know, a bigger push, and I don't know if it's too late now because they've been in the game for a bit now. They had the 6 mini albums, one repackage, one special album. So they have a lot. They've had a couple releases. And actually, I completely forgot about the summer release. Like, and because that single was kind of messy too. I really enjoy the title track, but the other songs in that one don't do much. So I don't know. And then they come back at really weird periods of time. Like, I do know that they won their first music show, which is great. That's a huge achievement on its own. But I don't know. I feel like they've been like not keeping up with the other girl groups, in my opinion. Um, and I don't know if it's just like their company or like I don't know, but I do wish they would go back to kind of like their closer route along with like the Pink Ocean, Windy Day. I think they've had that because I remember me is not an extremely experimental song, but it is at the same time because of that weird part that they have in the song. um, but yeah, I did see that their album sales are rising, so at least they've been getting some fans. And B1A4 like had 2 members leave, so I don't know. And then they have this other boy group. It's just kind of a bit messy with the company right now. But yeah, I do have their full Korean discography, excluding their uh, what's it called? Their subunit, and I'm I'm glad that I got to buy their first few releases because they're out of print now. So that's something that if you're trying to collect Oh My Girl now, good luck. Good luck, especially for that Closer album. I feel like that's probably the gem of Oh My Girl's releases because that song, Closer, Closer, and Step by Step, those two songs are really, really good. Like, they're extremely different. But I feel like those are like my favorite songs from them. But they've had some good releases. These two albums have solid tracks. Um, but again, I can't say I particularly love their albums as much as I did before. I think the the Closer Mini and Pink Ocean are still my favorite things from them. And I think that the mini album they released earlier this year, I think that was another good solid album. But like for example, this one didn't do much for me um as a whole album as a whole. Um and this one again it had some solid songs, but I wouldn't say like, oh, this can be like a single. Which is like, and I think this happens a lot with girl groups that don't go the route of like having that edgy sound. And I think those with edgy sounds have more solid albums because it's easier to have more experimental tracks, while girl groups that have more of that cutesy type of thing, like they can't do much without ruining the vibe of the entire album. A girl group that does it perfectly is GFriend. And so it can be done because like GFriend has some solid B-sides. And I think Oh My Girl can do it as well. At least they're in that middle tier of girl groups that is kind of like there. It's just not meeting that benchmark of like being top tier. Like, and this is the same thing with Cosmic Girls. And with Cosmic Girls, that's like a whole nother talk, because they have that same type of similar sound as Oh My Girl. Like they have that fairy tale type of sound. Um, and I really enjoy that. Like it's just refreshing to me because like a lot of K-pop groups is just are adopting too much of the American sound, which is completely fine, but it's just not my cup of tea. Like if I want to listen to American music, I'll listen to that. Obviously, if I want to cater more to that audience, I just don't want to buy remakes of songs that have I already like already. It's just like I'm not looking forward to hearing that. Um, but yeah, that's kind of like my little chit chat regarding Oh My Girl. For that person who commented, if I had this album, I just got it like basically 2 days ago. I think was it yesterday or like yeah. But I finally got a complete collection per se. I will make an updated video very soon. Unless they just randomly announce a comeback and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make a video because I'll probably want to get the album very soon. But yes, all right, guys. I hope everyone's having a good day and has a great week. And now that the year is ending, I hope that next year is even better for everyone. If you have any other questions, please comment down below. Again, for upcoming videos, if anything that I get, I'll try to make an unboxing or something like this that I want to kind of talk about. If I rarely talk about it. I just wanted to talk about Oh My Girl because I never talk about them unless I make like a haul and there's an album that I got from them, or if it's a collection video, which I made one earlier this year. If you want to check that out. Alright, guys. I'll see you on the next video. I am getting a mix of newer and older K-pop albums. From what I remember, I ordered. What did I order? I ordered a Sunny Hill album. I ordered a what did I order? Yeah, I can't remember. Like, obviously, whenever I get them, I'll probably make a video about it. And hopefully, I make a big haul of all these albums because I do need to reorganize my room. So that's something I need to do. Alright, guys. Bye.